his knife into the ground and began to blow his flute of joy. Stop! Stop! What will be your gain if you kill an innocent child who is brought to the world for some purpose? What will you achieve if your hands are soaked with innocent blood? Please, great warrior of Ekwe, spare the life of my child and I. Can't you see we are going through pain? Idu community is a village that abides to the custom and tradition of the land. It has been obeyed right from century, ages to ages, and generation to generation. Anybody that disobeys the tradition will be banished from the village. One of the core traditions is that any girl that gives birth out of wedlock will be banished and her child will be killed. No single lady from Idu village gives birth out of wedlock, and that legacy has been kept till eternity. Amara was a young, beautiful maiden of Idu community. One day, Amara was alone in her home when her fate was suddenly decided by a villager who abused her. Fear gripped Amara as she found out she was pregnant. Amara has fallen into the victim of misfortune. No one seemed to give her listening ear, including her biological parents. Outsiders kept mocking her to the extent she became a laughingstock. Amara laid on the wooden bed. She shut her eyes in a bid to sleep, but she was unable to sleep because of the thoughts that filled her head. Horrible memories on how she was abused from a total stranger flashed through her head. That noon was really calm. She could hear the sound of birds chirping on top of her roof. Her mom went to her maternal home while her dad went to work as usual. She was home all alone, enjoying the climate of the day under avocado pear tree. Her joy exploded like a volcano eruption when a pear falls down. She quickly picked it up and ran inside to get her knife and leftover bread. Hey, hey, a male voice called. She turned her back to meet an unfamiliar face standing at her back. Who are you and what the heck are you doing here? Amara furiously asked. The stranger held her hands, dragged her into her room and abused her. That was Amara's unforgettable experience. She was defiled that noon as blood gushed through her private part. Later at night, Amara's parents came back feeling so exhausted. She extended her speech to the following day so as not to disturb them. The next day, she was trying to tell her parents about the incident, but they didn't really pay attention to Amara's story, but rather they put lots of blame on Amara for opening her two legs for a man to penetrate. Well, Amara didn't blame them that much because the deed has been done and there is nothing no one can do about it. Pregnancy cannot be hidden. It is something that can be exposed even without being told. Amara sobbed continuously as she remembered the days of her delivery is almost getting nearer. Where will she go after being banished from the Idu kingdom? How can people be so heartless to murder a little born baby all in the name of tradition? Didn't they think that the blood of an innocent child would be on their hands? Just then, sleep buried all her pains, agony and questions that doesn't have a positive answers. Few weeks later, Amara went into labor. She had her baby and the people of Idu kingdom gathered. The village chief said, "People of Idu, the great kingdom, the hour has come. Finally, the cock has hatched. The bastard has been born. Come and do the needful, our elders." The midwife kept shouting at the top of her voice. Normalcy demands that when a woman puts to birth, she will be exhausted and intoxicated or probably asleep. But unfortunately, Amara was fully awake. She cuddled herself, enduring the pain she was passing through her private parts. She couldn't stand and watch an innocent blood shed, all in the name of tradition this or tradition that. What a pretty damsel, she admired her baby. Her mother's photocopy, Amara held her baby and kept praising her. She thought to herself, running away with her wouldn't be such a good idea for her because the whole community at large has been surrounded with great warriors, and besides, as a newborn baby, her body is so fragile, yet she was left with no option. Without thinking twice, she quickly wrapped her baby and then ran out from the backyard. After some minutes, the midwife burst into the hut and discovered Amara and the baby was missing. She thought her eyes were playing tricks on her, and she quietly washed her face to be sure. Midwife Ada notified the warrior about the devastating news and also urged them to be vigilant, smart, and alert. Blood was gushing through Amara's private parts and her clothes were drenched in blood. At the bush, she could sight some of the warriors from a far distance coming with a thunderous sound. Men looking at them, they were fully ready, wasn't ready to stop the search anytime soon. Yet, Amara refused to lose faith. The sound and footsteps of the great warriors were much closer than she had thought. The day was bright. Then Amara decided to go into hiding. Amara hid beside a vegetative plantain and kept observing. In a distant time, she could see some men calling out to her, "Show your face! We are the great warriors of the kingdom. We can perceive the smell of human blood and flesh." At that moment, Amara's baby tried to raise their usual alarm, but she quickly quenched it by hiding her mouth. A squirrel fell down from a tree. They all channeled their senses towards where they heard the sound. You to the north, you to the east, you to the west, and you to the south. Their coordinator illustrated by pointing his index finger towards the respective direction. Amara, looking so exhausted and beaten up, decided to give up on the journey. Great warrior of the kingdom, when she could no longer continue. Here I am. Take me with you. Right on with the devilish tradition. You can have me and the baby. I am already exhausted, she cried out, calling upon the spirits of death to intervene. Her private part was boiling and her stomach was hurting. Meanwhile, their master Ike was the only one present at the scene. He felt pity for her and the new baby, but he can't take law over his hand. He stuck his knife into the ground and began to blow his flute of joy. Stop! Stop! What will be your gain if you kill an innocent child who is brought to the world for some purpose? What will you achieve if your hands are soaked with innocent blood? Please, great warrior of Ekwe, spare the life of my child and I. Can't you see we are going through pains already? Thank you so much for watching. Watch out for the next part of the story. See you in our next story. Goodbye.